Hi, this is Scott Marshburn with eCabinets Tips and Tricks. This is part 5 on how you can create a Excel workbook to import your items into eCabinets batch area. In the last video, I showed you guys how you could use the pivot table here that we got here to create a data validation drop-down list of all our names and our type, cabinet type, and directory. In this video, we're going to be testing out our worksheet, okay? So let's come over here to sheet 1, and we see we got our slicers in here. So what we want to do is we want to see if this thing's working. Okay, we got our table here. This is the table that was created by the query that we made in Power Query. What we're going to be doing though is we're going to be adding a new cabinet or a new folder to our eCabinets folder. Let me just come back in here to sheet 1 here. Let's go into eCabinets. Right now I'm in the batch area. What we want to do is add a new folder in our cabinets folder here, okay? You see I have cabinets selected. If I have assembly selected and I add a new folder, it's going to be in that folder, okay? So I got the cabinet selected, and I'm going to come right over here and add a new folder. So click that icon right there, and you see down here at the bottom it created a new folder right there. Let's go ahead and rename that. We'll select rename, and I'm just going to call that a new folder. So there's our new folder. Okay, I'm just going to hit enter, and it put it all the way up here. What I want to do is add a cabinet to that, so I'm going to go into the cabinet editor, and I'm just going to come down here to standard cabinets and select a cabinet. Let's just use this standard base frame here, and I'm going to go ahead and save that, and I'm going to save that in my new folder. So I'm going to select my drop down here. Right here's the folder we just created, a new folder there, and I'm going to keep that same name. I'm going to click on save, and we can get out of eCabinets now, go back into Excel here, into our batch export file there, and you notice we don't have the new folder in here right now. Okay, if I select cabinet, it's not in there. So let's go ahead. What we need to do is we need to refresh this. If we come over here to the table here, it's not in here yet. Okay, so let's just go back to sheet 1 and make sure all this is working from sheet 1. What we can do is we can come up here to data on our ribbon up here, and we can select refresh all. Okay, if we come back in our table here, this folder is in here now. Okay, so if I select this drop down, or you can see it added an extra row there, 1283, and we can find that just by coming in here. Right here is a new folder, okay, but it's still not on our slicer. So here's a good trick that you could do. Okay, you can either come into the pivot table and refresh the pivot table, or you could just go back into sheet 1 right here and just click on data and refresh all again. Just do refresh all twice, and you see now it's got a new folder in here. So now we can select this right here, and it's got the cabinet type. Okay, so if we come up under here, under name right here, let me just clear these out. We don't need these right now. We're going to be doing a test on all that in just a minute. So we can select our name, which is our standard base frame, and the directory is a new folder. The type is going to be a cabinet, and we can just put 1 right here and give it a height of 34.5 and a width of, let's just go 36, and a depth of 24. Okay, we can give it a new name. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's call this cabinet 1 or C1. Let's just use C1 there, cabinet 1. Okay, let's put another one in here. This time let's go to, let's get out of the cabinets folder there. Let's get into the other ones. Let's go to a door. Okay, all right, here's all my directories in my door library. So I should have one called eCabinets tips right here. Okay, so select that, and I'm going to go ahead and come over here and select my name. Let's just select a arch. Let's do an arch class 9 light. Okay, and select my directory, which is right there, and this is going to be a door, and we're going to have one of those. Let's just make this one 21 by, let's go 18 inches wide. Okay, and the depth, we're going to just make it 3/4, so 0.75 there. Okay, now let's give this one a name. I'm just going to call this D1. And let's try another. Let's try an assembly here. Let's come over here and let's clear you out and clear you out. Let's select assembly, and right here standard eCabinet tips, and we come over here and we could select the name. Let's do China Hutch and standard eCabinet tips directory, and this is going to be an assembly. We're going to have one of these. And if you remember from the other videos, the height and the width is not going to matter. It's not going to even use that because you can't resize assemblies unless you take them into the cabinet editor. You can bring them in the batch, then take them in the cabinet editor, change their sizes and what have you. And let's just call this AS1. Okay. And let's try this out. Let's see if it's all working. If we get any errors or anything. This is Scott's Batch Export X. This is a XLSX file. I want to go File, and I'm just going to save this. I can save as and put it in somewhere else, or I can just click Save. Okay, and let's go back into eCabinets. Let's go into the batch area. Okay, and click on this Import Batch from Excel. Brings up this dialog where we have to get the file name here. Let's go into wherever I've got it at. It's in Documents, Cabinets, Tips and Tricks. Okay, Batch Export Workbook, Scott's Batch Export, and click on Open. And click on Open. See here, it gives you a preview of what it is, and that looks good. So let's click Open. Okay, there's all our items there. We've got our door here, BA1. This is a batch display item, and the new name is D1. Okay, and that's the size of it. Here's our assembly here. Here's our cabinet right here. C1, mod 1 there. And we've got our assembly. We got 2 cabinets in that assembly. And it's called AS1, and all that's looking good. So let's go back into Excel here. And I guess this is going to wrap it up for this little video series, guys. I hope this series helped you out. If it did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. As always, thank you for watching and have a good day.